Well, let's see what happens here. The 48 and the 24, they get side by side. Here comes McMurray. Menard had a fast car all day long, and here comes McMurray, and he just gets a little bit of piece of that 48. A lot like happened in the Unlimited. Looked like Jimmy's car just got loose and spun.
Look at Clint Bowyer in that 15 car get up in the air.
Thing went all, it did a 360. Unbelievable.
Did a barrel roll and came right back down on its wheels.
Waltrip and Alan Kulwicki leading this.
Oh, look at Earnhardt. Got sideways. Somebody looked like made some contact with
Uh-oh, we've got a problem.
Contact here. For sure. Darrell Waltrip and Joe Ruttman. Waltrip's car gets on his roof and over and over.
Darrell Waltrip tumbling down the backstretch in what appears to be a very, very serious crash. Joe Ruttman, the other car involved in that incident.
Here comes Stewart in the 33 as Logano goes to the point. 3 wide in turn 4. A squeeze to the outside wall. Trouble in the corner. Hard, vicious crash. Who gets through to win the race?
Well, you can see him coming off. That's Jeff Gordon right under Earnhardt. Earnhardt gets into the outside wall, moves over in traffic there. Everybody checked up. There's contact from the car just behind him. Jarrett got into him just a little bit. You can see Ernie Irvin there slamming into the outside wall.
And going under him.
Look back and see. No surprise to me that exiting the corners when the trouble happened. It just was a very aggressive push.
Yeah, it looked like Grant Enfinger was trying to help. Ooh, look at Matt Crafton up and over.
There's Johnny Sauter up in the middle of the mess. Grant Enfinger was pushing right there when the track flattens out.
Yeah.
Around goes the 27, catches Crafton, who thought he was home free.
Exactly in that spot where you said you didn't want to be pushed, where the track changes.
What happens back here is Kyle Busch gets on the apron ever so slightly, gets into the 17, and it's on from there. Look at the 38 car up on top of somebody. There's a car turning over.
Look at this finish.
And it's a drag race to the line, and we've seen Harvick do that before.
Yes, we have.
Watch the 07. It'll come in here from the right. In the bottom lane. Clint Bowyer. Gets slid sideways. Whammo.
And he'll cross the start-finish line unofficially upside down in the 18th position.
On fire. I mean, that's Joey Chitwood couldn't do that.
Labonte's car spins. He is tagged. 6 other cars involved. The most heavily damaged, Dave Marcus, slamming the left side of Darrell Waltrip's car. Waltrip taken to a nearby hospital, operated on from 10 p.m. until 3 a.m. this morning. He will not start.
Oh. Actually, Matt Kenseth in the 20 looks like he kicked up into Joey Logano in the 22 that turned him sideways.
Trevor Bayne, the 21, looked to me, Larry, like he was going to bump draft. Got him going. A lot of different looks here.
Boy, somebody's got a key up there.
3 abreast racing. Look at this. Coming out of corner number 4, they touch. All 3 cars are touching as they come down through the tri-oval, but everybody maintains position.
Wow.
Oh no, Factor's in trouble.
And take Penny with him.
And we're going to have a terrific crash here as nearly all the field is going to be involved in this crash. There are only about 10 or 12 cars that survive this melee just past the starting line.
When you have cars that near to the front, get in trouble on the front straightaway, they take up the racetrack, and practically everybody got involved.
Out of the 4th turn, end of lap 1. The leader's at record speed, but the rest of the field is in trouble back in the 4th turn. The most fantastic pileup in auto racing history takes 37 cars out of the race. Some drivers free themselves from the wrecked cars to find out, is anyone hurt?
Prior to today, the only place where... big trouble. That's the rookie Suarez up and over Regan Smith, the big one at Daytona in the tri-oval.
Let's see if we can see what happens. Kyle Busch was pushing the rookie, giving him a shove here. Kyle Larson, excuse me. And it looks like he just gets him in a bad spot right there, and he just got behind in his steering.
Yeah, he got too far to the right, and coming off of the corner right there, that car unloads as you come off of that banking, and it just took just a little bit too much. And that's that window that you have to push. And if you get outside of the center of that back bumper, the way that the front and back bumpers are curved, it's going to spin that car out.
Here's the 4 got into the back of Ward Burton, I believe.
And then Burton's 22 got into Stewart.
And
everybody scrambles.
That car is taking a whale of a ride, that 20 car is. It's getting hit, it's upside down, it's hit on its roof, it's on fire.
And Tony Stewart goes for one of the wildest rides in recent memory of Daytona.
Kind of looks like the Richard Petty crash here, back when Richard crashed off turn 4 down here, standing on
Look,
its
he's got
nose.
Bobby Labonte's hood. It was hooked to the back of his car as he was in midair.
Look at that. Jeff's going to move him up out of the groove and get by him.
Whoa, Busch is around. Can he save it this time?
Oh, there you go.
He does. He saves it. But there's a
Jeff Gordon's upside down. Jeff Gordon's upside down.
And Kurt Busch's car is destroyed.
Oh my gosh.
Just over a quarter of the way into the race, Ryan Newman drifts into the infield following a collision with Ken Schrader's Dodge. The incident serves as a reminder of just how devastating a crash at 180 miles per hour can be.
As he slides down the asphalt, and when that car hit the grass of the tri-oval, Ryan Newman went upside down.
That's 3,400 pounds, folks. Just lifting up in the air like a feather.
And the right rear wheel.
After a brief stay in NASCAR's Care Center, the fortunate Newman, who narrowly edged Johnson for last year's Rookie of the Year honors, walks away unharmed.
Well, they're coming off turn 2. They're just turning into a strong headwind and lapping that slower car, which is upsetting the air. Anderson just gradually loses control. The back of the car comes round, hits the grass and lifts the inside. And once it's up, the air gets under it and just lifts the car in a reverse roll. Then it starts to roll a front roll. End over end, crashing down onto the roof.
Savage series of sidewinders ends the hopes of John Anderson to qualify for tomorrow's Daytona 500.
Richard Petty was running in a pack of cars, and the back end starts to go around, and looks like it might have been tagged by the car number 73 of Phil Barkdahl, and you can see Petty's car just cramming and turning over up against the wall, and other cars coming in. There's Barkdahl hitting him as he came by.
Oh, double and in trouble is 07 LaJoy. Randy LaJoy slamming into the wall. Randy LaJoy out of Norwalk, Connecticut, destroying his automobile. Randy LaJoy, second generation driver.
Oh, trouble. Ricky Rudd slamming toward the wall. Crashing, rolling over, side over side.
The white flag is out.
They're going to crash.
Sauter with a big run. They're crashing. Christopher Bell upside down.
Smith 7, Keselowski 22, Stewart 33, and contact! Smith turned around. Tony Stewart is going to win this race. And a terrible crash coming to the finish.
This is a big, big wreck.
Kyle Larson's car with the front end severely torn off.
The 11 gets kind of stuck in the middle there and comes across the Ford's bumper. As he does, he spins back in, gets the 3 airborne, and he just gets projected off the other cars right up into the fence.
He went from the bottom of the racetrack over 2 rows of cars and into that catch fence.
Here we go. You can see him on the bottom. Rex starts in front. He runs in the back of the 24. Gets up on the 11. Now he's on top of the 51.5. And now it's just along for the ride. Watch the car stop. Watch the car stop. It gets into those poles. And it goes from, I don't know what, 180, 190 miles an hour. I'm just guessing. To a complete stop. That is unbelievable.
And it looks like that's 30, 2,500 pounds. That stock car is extremely heavy. And you see here, after he's upside down, the 2 is spinning. Obviously, he's already lost control, makes more contact with the 3.
This is when those 2 cars in the front are getting out there, and the guys have a chance to gain some momentum on them as this pack catches them.
They can't do this for 10 laps.
Eric Jones around. Back across the field. The big one, part 2 at Daytona.
Yeah, they can't do this.
A horrific crash for Kyle Busch, who slid through the infield grass.
Just staying up high going in the corner. He's not following the truck in front of him. Don't know what's going on there.
Whoa! Oh, look out! We got trouble. This is going to hurt. Oh, my. Oh, my. Yep.